Welcome to this video. This is Chris here, and we're going to look at the adjustment of this text in a panel on page 3 of UD-11, and that is panel B2, Barry 2, or Bridget 2. Anyway, but before we start, we're just going to quickly show you the cover here, or the preliminary cover for this comic book album, which is going to be printed 40 pages, full color, and it's called 987 Degrees Centigrade, and that is Unlimited Danger Season 1, Episode 1. So the overarching name of the series is Unlimited Danger, which I'm using this UD as a marker. So UD-11 is Unlimited Danger Season 1, Episode 1. And this is a science fiction, action, thriller, adventure with Barry Riley here, as you can see, as the arrogant space captain who is thrown into a lot of action and danger and heat, you could say. This is just one of the hallmarks or traits of this first episode, heat. Alright, so that's the presentation of the total product. So now let's just go back to the episode, to the panel itself. So this is the text we want to change, and in order to do so we have to go to another document first. So we're not going to actually mount this today, we're just going to edit the text. So we have this assembled text line document here in the background. So I'm going to open that, and now I want to scan. Right, so let's see if I can import here with a Canon scanner. Alright, Shift Control period rotates the screen 90 degrees, and then I just say save. And I go to panel 2, scan sheets. Here is the name that I want. So in order to get that name, I rename the old one to old, and now I just keep this one here and I say save, and you can see the new one has the correct name. Okay, and then I simply do Shift F2, which is my short command for generating the right brightness and contrast, so I don't have to use the levels command. So I quit that, and I'm now, so the objective now is simply to take to create 2 lines of text by cutting and copying from these 13 attempts to write nicely. And it may look simple, but it's not actually so simple to produce perfect handwriting. So, which is why I'm just doing this. I already know before I start writing that I will mess it up. So I think this is a very doable way of doing it, where I just simply do it over and over again until I get a good collection that I can cut and copy from. Now the first thing I see here is that the scan is a little, it's not completely horizontal, so I take all of it and I just or maybe I can just take a small bit. I'll take a small one. That, copy, paste. And then I rotated it a little bit. So V for move tool. And then I just grab it a little bit to make it a little more horizontal. And now I take the whole window and I'm going down to the bottom of my screen to just check if it's horizontal or not. And it looks pretty good. A little bit more. A little bit more. Maybe that's too much. So you see here as something like that. So I commit here by return. And now when I cut and copy, I get everything pretty good. Alright, so let's start. So we can start with the periods. I think number 8 is good here. Periods 8. And where is my... Here it is. And now I want to zoom in. So I can start here on the first line. V for move tool, up arrow, up arrow. And R, let's see, R, maybe this one here, but it's a little long here, but I'm going to cut this quickly here. R, which number was it? R4 on line 4. Alright, so R on line 4. I don't remember what was the first one. Was it 8? I think. Dots 8. 8. Like that, and R. V for move tool, up arrow. And then I'm going to remove a little here immediately here. I'm doing P. And I'm doing Control++, and I'm quickly. I have white on my brush, so I'm going to make the brush a little. I'm going to increase the size a little more. And then I'm going to fix a little less of this here. Like that. So. Alright. Control minus. Okay, or miles away. Which one is good? That's questionable. Which one? I like probably this one. Number 7. Number 7. M for marquee tool. So miles 7. Miles 7. That. And V for move tool. Veronica for move tool. Something like that. Save. And away. Let's see, what do we have? I think this is probably not so bad. Number 13. Away 13. Away 13. And we're going to rearrange the layer, and then we're going to press V for another Veronica move tool. And I'm using the arrows with shift. That. And let's continue with line number 2 here now. M for marquee tool. See if we have a good from. Reasonably, there's so many parameters. Should be reasonably even in terms of kerning, and also in terms of each letter size. So maybe something like this, or this. Also, maybe this is too close there. I think number 10 looks good, or 11, maybe even. No, 10 is better, I think. Let's take 10. From 10. From 10. And V for move tool. I'm not sure how we should center it. I think 10 even here. 10, that 10. That 10. And then we're going down there. V for Veronica move tool. Okay. From the bridge. Okay, let's see. This is harder to get nice. It's hard to get this really good. At least without any further adjustments, but maybe we could take number 10 again. I think that's probably our best bet. And then I'm also going to use the Alt key to remove selection here so we don't get the next line, the word on the next line, or the word on the line above. Okay, bridge, let's take that. Bridge 9. No, it's wrong. I did the wrong. It should be number 10. I'm totally off. Sorry. Alright, so we do it again. Alt key to remove the one above. And that should be enough. And then I paste it here. And I'm saying bridge 10. That, and then I'm moving the layer down by dragging it, and then I'm with the V key for the move tool, and I'm bringing it up a little bit, and then we just want the exclamation mark here somewhere. Let's take number 12. Maybe a little smaller one. Maybe number 1. A little more character to that. Exclamation mark. Oh, 1. Okay, and V for move tool. Shift right arrow like that, and we move down the period so it's on the line, something like that. So now let's adjust this, and first thing we can do is the bridge here. We can take the M for the marquee tool, and we can bring the B up. Copy, paste, V tool, and then I'm using the up arrow to bring the B up a little bit. And what else could we do? We could bring away on line 1 down a little bit, like that. 2 notches. And then I think we are pretty good. Okay, so let's look at that, and then we want what we want now is we want to vacuum, and because of that I took away the background so we see exactly where the dots are. So we erase them from their originating layer. Right, so we have, so I'm using my hand tool as usual, no dots. No dots. So we're doing line 1 first. No dots. Where I can see we're going down on line 2. Here's something. P for pencil tool. Back to H. So it's H without a modifier, so it's not Control H or anything like that, it's just H. Typing H on the keyboard for the hand tool. I think that's the default Photoshop setting anyway, so you should recognize that, I hope. Alright, so that's done. We can reinstate that just for fun. And I think the only thing left now is to just adjust, just move these, the R and the miles a little bit to the left there, like that. So we have maybe even one step more, like that. All right, and we also want to center them. So line 1 should be centered above line 2, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to include the dots in the centering. And now we want to compare notes here, because, let's see, just compare notes, detailed rows, 3B. How did it look like? So I did that also in the original when I designed it. When I designed the size of the balloon, I did the same thing. So the line 2 is smaller than or narrower than line 1, and the period starts at the left and the Y is on the right. Alright, so good. So then we can hide this one and go back to Photoshop, and simply what we want now is simply to select all the text lines and now do Control Alt E to create a copy with the merging all the layers, and then I'm just going to write lines 1 to 2 here, and the only thing I'm going to do next is simply to put these guys in the right folder where they should have been all the time. I didn't see it, I just... So this should be in the words and phrases folder. And lines 1 to 2 should be in the text lines. So now I'm simply do a copying of this. And I'm going to paste it in my finished panel as the text lines here. So lines 1 to 2, and that's from assembled text lines and not downscaled. Like that, and as usual I'm going to make a duplicate here, keeping Alt down and renaming it to downscaled moved, because that's what our project is when we return to this later on, if I'm doing a video on it. So our result now is, if I do this solo here, keeping Alt down and clicking on the visibility icon, we see that this is the result I have now in inside finished panel. And so I only have to bring it down in scale and to match it up with the balloons. Okay, so this was the session in Photoshop, and once again I remind you that this was a presentation to make some advertisement for 987 Degrees Centigrade, which is Unlimited Danger Season 1, Episode 1. Science fiction, action, thriller. Alright, any questions, any suggestions, any comments, leave them below. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.